All right, strap yourselves in. We're venturing into the 9 realms of development hell, production purgatory. Well, wherever it is that the God of War TV series is right now, it's messy. We're talking major shakeups, creative differences, the works.
Yeah, and we're diving right into the heart of it. Should be fun.
You've got questions about what's going on behind the scenes, and we've got the drog droppings to prove it's happening. So, to kick things off, let's crack open this article that landed on our doorstep like a frost troll at a dinner party.
Sounds ominous. I like it.
It's saying Amazon's God of War adaptation. Well, it seems someone hit the reset button harder than Kratos after a bad day. What's the story? Catch us up.
Okay, so picture this. You've got the showrunner, you've got executive producers, scripts are finalized, sets are probably being built, everyone's ready to roll cameras.
Sounds like a well-oiled Valkyrie chariot so far.
Right. But then, all of a sudden, bam, the showrunner, Rafe Judkins, out. Executive producers, Hawk Osby and Mark Fergus, gone.
Whoa. They basically chucked the entire creative team overboard. Was it something they said?
No kidding. The article doesn't really say why the bigwigs decided to clean house, just that Amazon and Sony wanted to steer the story in a different direction. Which, let's be honest, in the world of TV is about as illuminating as a conversation with a mimir with a toothache.
Cryptic, but intriguing. Okay, so no juicy gossip on why, but I think the bigger question here is, how do you even begin to adapt a video game as epic and complex as God of War for television? It's a massive undertaking.
It really is. You've got to strike this delicate balance between staying faithful to the source material, which fans are fiercely protective of.
Oh, tell me about it. I once saw someone threaten to throw Leviathan axe at a cosplayer who got the beard wrong. It was intense.
Intense is an understatement. But you've also got to make sure the story works as a TV series. Things that work in a game don't always translate to the screen.
Totally. Imagine trying to explain the Leviathan axe recall mechanic to someone who's never played the game.
Right. So he throws this magical axe and then it just comes back to him.
Like a boomerang.
Yeah, but with more decapitations. It's just, how do you visually represent something like that in a way that's both cool and makes sense?
Not to mention Kratos' whole rage mechanic.
Yes. The Spartan rage. How do you visually depict that inner turmoil and explosive power without it becoming corny or repetitive? Those are the kinds of challenges that keep showrunners up at night, pacing and muttering to themselves.
And God of War, especially the newer games, aren't just about the bone-crunching action. Kratos' journey from rage-fueled god-killer to, well, let's just say it, a dad trying his best, is a huge part of what resonates with players.
Exactly. This isn't your typical action hero. This is a guy wrestling with guilt, grief, trying to break the cycle of violence, and then a troll throws a rock at his kid, and he ends up ripping it in half with his bare hands.
As you do. This article actually mentions the show is focusing on the 2018 game, which, if you haven't played it, is basically Kratos' awkward dad phase.
Which, let's be real, is a whole different kind of terrifying than the Kratos who bathed in the ashes of his enemy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got these high-stakes, epic battles, a complex father-son dynamic. You can kind of see why adapting this is about as easy as giving a hug to a revenant.
Right. It makes you wonder, was this creative team's shakeup about the tone they were going for? Maybe it was too dark, not dark enough, not enough exploding dragger. We can only speculate.
Speaking of speculation, the article did say Cory Barlog, the games director, is still on board as an executive producer.
Okay, so that's a good sign. It means they're not just tossing the baby out with the Norse bathwater.
And they've got some other big names attached to the project too, so it's not a total disaster. But still, a new showrunner means a new vision.
Totally. The question is, what will that vision be? Will they double down on the emotional core of Kratos and Atreus' relationship, go full-on Ragnarok with the action sequences?
Or maybe, and hear me out on this, maybe they'll find a way to weave together elements from across the entire God of War saga.
Now that would be a bold move. Risky, but potentially incredible. Talk about fan service.
Exactly. It's all up in the air right now, but that's what makes it so exciting. Creative shakeups are just part of the process, and sometimes a little chaos is exactly what a project needs.
It's like forging a legendary weapon. You need fire, you need force, and sometimes you need to melt the damn thing down and start over to get it just right.
That's a pretty epic analogy. All right, so while we wait with bated breath to see what direction the new showrunner takes things, here's something for you to ponder. How do you translate Kratos' brutally violent past for a TV audience without alienating newcomers? It's a tough balance to strike.
Definitely. I'm curious to see how they'll handle it.
Me too. All right, everyone, until next time, may your blades stay sharp and your mead stay cold.